the Supreme Court has essentially issued a notice. Has this notice been issued to the centre, or has the notice been issued to the Gujarat government at the moment?
To the Gujarat government. The notice is, because the lines are not clear,
Right.
I don't know why, because probably the jammers are working or what it is, but if I could hear you rightly, the question that you're asking, it is in the case of where there have been, those 11 convicts have been let off in terms of after their remission. It's in that context that there was a to and fro between Mr. Kapil Sibal and Mr. Singhvi with the bench and the Chief Justice himself referring to certain parts of the judgment, issuing notices to the Gujarat government and asking them to give a response in this entire issue of the fact that these 11 convicts had been let off earlier than scheduled. So it's in that context we'll have to wait and see how things play out, but definitely this is which has really horrified this entire nation, that and Mr. Sibal was reading out facts of the case to the judges so that they can understand the implications of how horrific it has been, not only in terms of women, but really against mankind. And it's in that context that they have issued those notices. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but definitely the fact that the Supreme Court is ready to hear this matter is something that will really make the Gujarat government understand.
Sunil, if you could just break down the details of this for our viewers with a little bit of context on what the Supreme Court had said in the past. Because when one of the rape convicts moved the Supreme Court for an early release, the court had essentially directed the Gujarat government to constitute a committee. That committee, as we've been reporting, largely comprising of members of the BJP, had essentially allowed for these rapists to walk free. And, our investigation later revealed that that was in contravention with what the centre's remission policy was. It was on the basis of an outdated policy. Has the court taken any of that into cognizance?
Well, they have heard that out, and because they feel that there has been something amiss. That is the reason why notices have been issued. There has definitely been, as you rightly pointed out, a travesty of justice. And that's the reason why the Supreme Court is ready to relook at the entire matter. It's in that context that they have issued notices to the Gujarat government because they were prima facie requested to look into this entire issue, and this has to be done. This is a judicious, quasi-judicial issue where you have to look into in terms of remission, and it's in that context that the government of India has asked for. Through the and even though the Gujarat government was saying this is a third party, and Mr. Sibal says we will implead them, there is no problem at all. The fact of the matter is that the Supreme Court bench headed by the Chief Justice of India has issued notices and will look into this entire issue in its entirety when that new bench is constituted to look into the Bilkis Bano's case, which has really horrified many people in terms of the fact that they have got away. Their remissions have been, they have been allowed to go away for various, some saying that they're Brahmins, there are various aspects that have been put out. And as you rightly pointed out, investigations have shown that they really, they haven't really gone into the entire issue in the entirety.